Hey everyone, welcome back to I Dare You Sleep. I know a lot of you love to fall asleep to these creepy stories, but before you do, leave a comment and let me know where you're listening from around the world. And if you're enjoying the thrills, don't forget to like, subscribe, and see if you can make it through without losing any sleep.
In the heart of downtown, where the streets echoed with the whispers of forgotten dreams, stood the Marlowe Theater. Within its crumbling walls, a solitary figure roamed the shadows, bound by a curse that spanned centuries. Theo Montague was once the pride of the Marlowe, a talented projectionist whose skill brought films to life on the silver screen. But when tragedy struck on a fateful night decades ago, Theo's life was forever changed. Legend spoke of a cursed film reel, hidden away in the depths of the theater, said to hold unspeakable horrors within its frames. Theo, driven by a thirst for knowledge, sought out the reel, determined to uncover its secrets. But as the film played out, Theo was consumed by darkness, his mind shattered by the malevolent force contained within. Now, he wandered the theater as a spectral presence, doomed to relive his final moments for all eternity. Theo's ghostly form drifted through the corridors, his eyes glazed over with madness as he searched endlessly for redemption. But with each passing day, the curse tightened at its grip, twisting his soul until all that remained was a hollow shell of the man he once was. When a group of unsuspecting adventurers stumbled upon the Marlowe Theater, Theo watched from the shadows, his spectral form flickering in the dim light. Drawn by a sense of foreboding, they ventured deeper into the darkness, unaware of the horrors that awaited them. As they descended into the labyrinthine depths of the theater, Theo's whispers echoed through the corridors, warning them of the danger that lurked within. But they pressed on, driven by curiosity and a reckless disregard for the warnings of the dead. When they finally reached the chamber where Theo's cursed film reel lay hidden, he appeared before them, his form twisted and ethereal. With a voice filled with sorrow, he pleaded for them to turn back before it was too late, but his words fell on deaf ears. And as the cursed film reel began to play, Theo watched in silent agony as the adventurers succumbed to the same fate that had befallen him so many years ago. For in the darkness of the Marlowe Theater, the curse of the projectionist lived on, claiming new victims with each passing night. In the forgotten corners of the city stood the Grand Astoria Cinema, a relic of a bygone era, with a dark secret buried within its walls. At the heart of this decaying theater dwelled Arthur Crane, the last remaining projectionist, his soul tethered to the silver screen by a curse that refused to release its hold. Once, Arthur had been a celebrated figure in the world of cinema, his mastery of the projector unparalleled. But when tragedy struck on a stormy night, Arthur's life was forever changed. It began with the arrival of a mysterious film reel delivered to the cinema under the cover of darkness. Curiosity piqued, Arthur threaded the reel onto the projector, unleashing a torrent of horror that would consume him whole. As the film played out, Arthur watched in terror as scenes of unspeakable darkness flickered across the screen. The images seared themselves into his mind, twisting his thoughts and poisoning his soul. From that moment on, Arthur was trapped in a nightmarish cycle, doomed to relive the horrors of that cursed film over and over again. Each night he would thread the reel onto the projector, his hands shaking with dread as he watched the darkness unfold before him. But the curse did not stop there. It hungered for more, drawing unsuspecting victims into its web of terror. Anyone who dared to enter the Grand Astoria Cinema would find themselves ensnared by the malevolent force that lurked within. And so it was that a group of friends stumbled upon the abandoned theater one fateful night, drawn by the allure of its haunted reputation. Ignoring the warnings of the townsfolk, they ventured inside, unaware of the horrors that awaited them. As they explored the darkened corridors and crumbling auditoriums, Arthur watched from the shadows, his eyes hollow and filled with sorrow. He longed to warn them of the danger they were in, but the curse held him captive, a silent witness to their impending doom. And when they finally stumbled upon the projection room, Arthur knew that their fate was sealed. With a heavy heart, he threaded the cursed film onto the projector one final time, knowing that there was no escape from the darkness that awaited them. As the first frame flickered to life, the screams of the damned echoed through the theater, mingling with the sound of Arthur's own Anguished Cries. For in the Grand Astoria cinema, the horrors of the past were destined to repeat themselves for all eternity. A grim reminder of the price of curiosity and the cost of meddling with forces beyond mortal understanding. In the heart of the city stood the majestic Moonlight Theater, a once grand establishment now shrouded in mystery and tragedy. At its helm was Evelyn Blackwood, the enigmatic owner whose obsession with the silver screen bordered on madness. Evelyn had inherited the theater from her ancestors, the illustrious Blackwood family, whose legacy was steeped in darkness and despair. Legend spoke of a cursed premiere, a film so terrifying that it drove audiences to madness and claimed the lives of all who dared to watch it. But Evelyn was undeterred by such tales. Determined to revive the majestic Moonlight Theater to its former glory, she set out to unearth the fabled premiere and unleash its horrors upon the world once more. With the help of her loyal assistant Marcus, Evelyn scoured the depths of the theater in search of the elusive film reel. Their quest led them to hidden passages and forgotten chambers where echoes of the past whispered tales of doom. And then, one fateful night, they found it. Tucked away in a dusty attic, hidden beneath layers of cobwebs and decay, lay the cursed premiere, its reel untouched by time. With trembling hands, Evelyn threaded the film onto the projector, her heart pounding with excitement and dread. Marcus watched in silent horror as the first frame flickered to life, casting eerie shadows across the theater. But as the film played out, Evelyn's excitement turned to terror. The images that danced across the screen were unlike anything she had ever seen, twisted and grotesque, with a malevolent presence that seemed to seep into the very walls of the theater. Desperate to stop the madness, Marcus pleaded with Evelyn to turn off the projector, but she was consumed by the darkness that surrounded her. She refused to heed his warnings, her eyes glazed over with madness as she watched the horrors unfold. And then, with a deafening roar, the screen went dark, plunging the theater into silence. Marcus turned to Evelyn, his heart heavy with sorrow, only to find that she was gone, her body vanished without a trace. In the years that followed, the majestic Moonlight Theater fell into ruin, its halls haunted by the echoes of the past. And as for Evelyn Blackwood, her fate remains a mystery, her spirit trapped within the cursed premiere, doomed to wander the shadows of the theater for all eternity.